Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition with me, Bring It Don. Alright, we're going to check out this statue of Torag. Alright. Unlike the time-worn watchtower, the statue of Torag is in perfect condition. The Dwarven god's face has a stern look, almost accusatory when combined with the surrounding devastation. Haram gives the statue a long look, then spits on the ground without saying a word. Ekun bows his head and whispers a short prayer before the statue. Examine the statue. Dwarven artisans, I almost said artisans. Artisans are famous for installing clever hidden mechanisms in their works. You discover a hidden panel with a niche above it, or in the niche, a set of jagged grooves adorned with arcane symbols seems to be connected to something deeper inside the statue. It seems that access to the Torag's treasures will require the missing cogs. Let's try to open the panel without the cogs. The stone panel and the mechanism keeping it shut are both sturdy and effective. Neither lockpicking skills nor brute force enhanced with cursing are capable of opening it. It looks like you won't get this hidden treasure without a proper key. I'll put the 3 cogs into the mechanism. You have all 3 cogs, but you're not sure how to fit them into the mechanism. Maybe the arcane markings inside are a clue. What's the problem? Haram grumbles as he snatches the cogs from you and places them inside the mechanism. This one goes here, that one there. Can't you see? Good old dwarves. Good old Haram. You rotate the cogs and hear a rumbling noise from the statue, followed by a loud click. The panel opens, revealing the treasure stored within. Which is right...
You should take a look.
There it is. Alright, some full plate, +1. Bunch of money. Build a physical perfection, +2. And onion soup. Which... that might be one of... I think it's one of Jubloth's favorite recipes. One of his favorite foods. Strength and dexterity. It might be better given to Haram so he can get his dexterity up to snuff. So I'm going to do that just so he doesn't have a negative modifier. And you can have this. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It's going to Ekendayo. Alright. I'm going to head back to this camp and we're going to rest. So we burned through a lot of resources here. And it is a free rest for us. That'll also bring Canera back as well, since she's currently out for the count. Yeah, I saw this log up here. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is the hollowed out stump that the bandit's letter talked about. I'm not gonna grab those. Alright, let's rest up. Oh, no, we can't use it now. Well, that's disappointing. Alright, we're gonna rest real quick before we leave. Actually, you know what? It might be better to rest once we get to our next destination. Let's do that instead.
I do what I must.
How close are we to leveling up? Nah, pretty close. Yeah, I don't really want to bring any of that with me. See, I like that. We haven't talked to him about his wife and daughter yet. You don't learn that until you finish his quest.
Can wait.
Wish you could at least see what was going on in the kingdom, even if you couldn't manage it. Because if you're being warned about it...
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll go in the kobold camp real quick.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
Hopefully it gives us a chance to rest before we have to do anything. Or not. You see a gang of kobolds resting around a campfire. When they finally notice you, they jump up and start scuttling around, making a mess and bumping into each other. all the while muttering something in their hissing language. One kobold emerges from the swarming crowd. His scales are a touch lighter than those of his companions. Upon closer inspection, he seems to be extremely old. His skin is dry and lifeless, and he clearly lost some of his scales long ago. There's something curious about this kobold. He seems to be calm, confident, and wise? Jubilas frowns and folds his hands. You did well to watch these yabos, he mutters, teeth clenched. They'll try to steal your cart as soon as you turn your back. That's just the way they are. Solarags, the old kobold hisses. The rest of the kobolds immediately calm down. Greetings, he says, addressing you and sticking out his hand. Greetings. Greetings. Edie's. Yeah, I'll shake his hand. Greetings. Oh, you shake the old kobold's hand. It's slimy and cold. He continues to stare, his eyes still yellow and emotionless. Kobolds, humans, love, the old kobold says. Men's. Love. Kobold. Tartuk. King. Search. Zerk. Search. I like how it just degrades. The old kobold seems to have said his piece, so he just continues to stare at you with cold, still eyes. Tartuk, what a familiar name. Tell me, do you know the story of the Suitscale kobold tribe? Kobold seems not to understand a single word you're saying, but reacts to the word Suitscale. Suitscale bad, not friend. Alright, let's get this sorted out. All of the kobolds are staring at you now. No blinking or movement among them. It's starting to get uncomfortable. Tartuk, trolls, love. Search, Tartuk, kobold. Sir, kobold. Failed a wisdom check. No matter how hard you try, you can't glean anything useful from the old kobold's gibberish. Seeing that you're unable to understand the old kobold, Jubilost exhales noisily. It's clear that you'd be lost without the benefit of a superior intelligence. Obviously these kobolds have lost their king, one Tartuk, who just as clearly had befriended some trolls. They're asking if you've seen him. Tartuk is the purple bastard who tried to abscond with my cart. And to top that off, he's apparently the best of friends with some trolls. Jubilost frowns. It's your choice, of course, but it seems to me that our best option would be to force this gang to disperse. Why are you looking for Tartuk? King, the old kobold answers. Tartuk, trolls, kobold. Love. Trolls, obolds. Trolls, obolds. Yeah, I'm no friend to trolls. I kill them and anyone who helps them. You should return from where you came for your own sake. Yeah, because I am going to end up killing a lot of kobolds on my way through, Trobold. Alright, the old kobold steps back in fear. Tartuk, king, love. Humans, kobolds, love. He speaks quickly, raising his hands before him as though shielding himself from attack. Tartuk. Tartuk, Luff. Okay, I understand your plight, but I fear I can't help you. I'd only lead you further astray. Hope you find what you're searching for. The old kobold continues to stare. After you answer, he turns away from you, as if you cease to exist. The kobolds quickly gather and leave into the woods. Okay.
I'm off.
I wonder, I guess if I would have found a Trobold by this point. If, things have been a little different here. One thing of rations. Alright, let's rest up. Since we are all fatigued. Actually, I'm exhausted. Let's see. Why was I hunting? Alright, so he does... Let's see. Let me just redo everything. Alright, I'll be on cooking. No, hold on. No, she'll be on cooking. He'll have her special role. You're cooking. You'll be hunting, even though your camouflage is also very high. She has decent camp camouflage. Sure, here. No guards.
So, you wish to explore the first world, Master Jubilost? I'm worried about you. I've heard many tales of wanderers who travel to the lands of the Fae, never to return.
One might perish anywhere. Better by far to die under the ever-changing skies of the first world than in a cozy bed surrounded by notaries and heirs with mournful faces.
He's got a point. Gotta go out with a bang.
The end draws near.
Alright. Let's do it once around the kobold camp. I should have sent him to the Hodag lair. That probably would have helped me in the fight against the Hodag.
I'm positive I found something.
So I don't think I'm going to go there until I get Amiri back in the party, so I think that's part of her quest. So I don't think it's a regular Hodag, I think it's like a Venom Hodag. Oh wait, could I have rested at this camp? Many small footprints are visible in the dirt. They seem to be recent. Oh yeah, we just saw the kobolds leave.
In due time.
Alright. Let us skedaddle. And go towards the location that was north of us. I don't remember what it was called. Kobold Trail, I think? Yeah. We're gonna save the Swamp Witch's hut probably for an entire episode. It's a pretty big area. And I hate it. Alright, I guess I should say I hate some of the creatures that dwell there. By that, I mean, I think there's 3 in particular that I hate. And it's not the Will-O-Wisps. I don't mind the Will-O-Wisps. Alright. The hills seem pleasant, even welcoming. No grey doom and gloom, just walking along the path and enjoying the view of all the cute little white pyramids built out of pebblestone. Or wait, was it pebblestone? Horror of horrors, what I mistook for pebbles were polished bones. All along the path, the grass was riddled with pyramids made of polished kobold remains. It got us to thinking, is it wise to follow such a grim path, the way marked by death itself? Defying all danger, we followed the path. Trying to brush away thoughts on who may have polished a kobold vertebrae and why, we quickly moved along the path leading through the Pale Hills. It didn't take long for us to reach a mountain river with a bridge crossing over it. Well, bridge may be a bit generous. It was actually just a long branch, about as thick as an arm, spanning from one bank to the other. It may have been enough for a kobold to cross, since we could see another of those small bone pyramids on the far side, but it didn't look nearly strong enough for our party to cross. Before deciding how to proceed, we carefully examined the river. We quickly discovered that the river is quite deep. I plunged my arm shoulder deep into the water and couldn't even feel the bed. It was fast too. The current pulled a dried leaf off my sleeve and it was gone from my sight in a blink. And it was cold. Very, very cold. Frankly, none of us were interested in taking a swim. We carefully examined the branch that would help us cross the river. The branch did have one thing going for it, though. Being so thick, it happened to be quite sturdy. But that didn't make the flimsy crossing any less slippery or challenging to anyone daring to set foot on it. I wonder how many kobolds have slipped on the wet bark and found a watery grave in the ice-cold river. Precautions were definitely in order. We were ready to rope to ensure the daredevil's safety. Foresight had always been among our esteemed Baron's strongest virtues. With the practiced motions of a seasoned adventurer, he pulled a length of rope out of his pack and prepared it to be tied around the waist of whoever would prove brave enough to step on the branch and attempt to cross the river. That would at least help reduce the risk of drowning. Alright, we talked it over and chose a volunteer to try crossing the river. Alright, so you need a good mobility check, which I have, and athletics, and strength. Akondaio has the best of all. Okay. Akondaio was unperturbed by the thick branch and the speeding current. After a deep breath, our volunteers set forth along the precarious crossing. One step, then another. A few feet crossed with no trouble. And I started to think that maybe things would be fine. That's when the branch jerked and started to shake. It was rolling over. With no time to think, all Akondaio could do was jump to the other side. Oh, the lengths we'll go to in our efforts to keep our pride untarnished and our pants dry. One incredible jump, and Akondaio was on the other bank. Akondaio took a moment to catch his breath and turned his attention back to the crossing. As soon as the rope was securely fixed on both banks, the branch didn't seem as much as a death trap as it had before. Losing no more time, we crossed the river. Alright, one small pyramid made of polished kobold bones may be a bit spooky, but it's not unbearable. But how about thousands? We found ourselves looking over a proper kobold graveyard, each little pyramid a mark of a kobold death, and that mark made out of their own remains. Yeesh. The real enigma, though, waited in the heart of the burial ground. The centerpiece was made of hundreds, maybe even thousands of polished bones, all put together to form the head of an enormous dragon. Imagine it. These small, nonsensical reptiles somehow managed to create a sculpture both fearsome and magnificent. Such might, and yet such frailty as well. If a single bone were to be removed from the foundation, this beautiful statue would crumble to dust, and I even spotted one such flimsy bone. Regardless, we'd come face to face with irrefutable proof the kobolds, for better or worse, were changing. This news had no impact on our search for the trolls, though. The land was clearly sacred to the kobolds, and it seemed unlikely they would bring their new friends here. But how would the Baron deal with the structure we found in this realm? The Baron deemed it proper to respect the kobold shrine. Following my advice, the Baron adjusted the dangerously loose bone in the hope of reinforcing the remarkable composition. His grace was standing to leave when a glint from the dragon's jaw drew his attention. Carefully reaching inside, the Baron pulled out what seemed to be a dirty stone. Beneath an outer layer of clay, we found a large, finely cut emerald. It seemed the kobold spirits decided to grant us a gift. Sewing the offering in his bag, the Baron turned and left. We dutifully followed our leader, and soon the bizarre kobold burial ground was far behind us. Alright, and that's another place where you can get an emerald for a quest later on. I kind of want to head towards the troll clearing next. Again, avoiding the swamp, which is hut for now.
Adventures.
Is it gonna take me there anyway?
Why don't we set up camp?
Okay. Once we reach here, we'll begin resting.
I once knew a woman who seemed infatuated with my esteemed personality, although she had the audacity to call me a worthy disciple of Aurori. I couldn't stand being with anyone that ignorant.
But why? You might have helped her, taught her something. What's the point of being knowledgeable if you won't share your knowledge with others?
Alright, actually, we might check out the monster den first. I think you have to do it. Let's go to the troll clearing, since we're right here. The small glade showed signs of brutal troll feasts. It was littered with gnawed bones, the ground was furrowed with marks from huge feet, the trees held gouges from sharp claws, and the branches had been adorned with the skulls of humans and animals, both old and new. Unfortunately, the troll's tracks vanished outside the glade, but we could tell that the trolls use this place often. Ekun's usually expressionless face turned into a disgusted grimace. You could see the pain he felt as he looked upon the remains of the troll's victims. Finally looking away, he said, "He'll come back. We need an ambush." Harren ran his hand across one of the skulls. With a sad smile on his face, the priest slowly shook his head. I got chills imagining what thoughts might be crossing his mind at that moment. Alright, having prepared our ambush, we waited. The trolls are really taking their time. The sun rose higher and higher, but we heard nothing from the woods but birdsong and the buzzing of insects. Ekun froze, keeping his bow at the ready as he gazed into the woods. His eyes would focus every now and again on the remains hanging from the trees. His expression was one of strong determination. He would wait for the trolls, and he would kill them all. The fruitless waiting began to tire us out. We continued waiting. As the sun set, the glade was still empty. Darkness spread across the scraps of the troll's feast, and the grass began to fill with the dim lights of fireflies. I could flex his muscles, tired of the long, motionless wait. I could be wrong, he said regretfully. We may be waiting in vain. For 2 hours, Jubilos had been reading a book. He held it closer and closer to his eyes as the sun went down. When his nose finally bumped into the book, he slammed it shut and stowed it in his backpack. Can we be on our way? It's clear we won't be getting any bites here. We continued waiting. Thank you, the ranger said with a nod. That was cowardly of me. Torag teaches not to give up. We will wait, and we will get what we waited for. Hearing the deity's name, Harem gave a disdainful snort. Ekun paid him no mind and continued waiting. Jubilas sighed ostentatiously. Indeed, why hurry? We'll just hang around here and wait for the bodies of our enemies to float on down the river. I mean, first we need a river to wend its way through these parts. I think it's wind. But we're patient, aren't we? We can wait for that as well. Ambushes take time. We continued waiting in the hope that the trolls would show themselves eventually. It was late at night. We listened to the sounds of the forest, waiting to hear the roar of a troll at any moment. Instead, all we heard was the hooting of owls. Our muscles grew numb, and our eyelids grew heavy. Loud snoring came from the bushes in which Jubilas had hidden himself. Harem yawned loudly. Like all else, he said in a melancholic tone, this too shall pass. We continued waiting. With little hope remaining, we decided to give the trolls one more chance to show up. The sky began to lighten. The hooting owls gave way to twittering morning birds. We rubbed our eyes as we looked around the glade yet again. Suddenly, a loud cracking sound came from the bushes. Alert now, we reached for our weapons, but instead of trolls, what we saw jump into the glade was a huge deer. Arrows buzzed through the air, and the animal fell to the ground. It seemed the ambush hadn't been a complete waste, at least. Alright, so we got 6 camping supplies. I swear I remember trolls showing up there. Oh, we are all fatigued, we should rest.
Damnable kobolds! What a pleasure it would be to settle the score with Tartuk, that foul, scaly bastard.
Your hatred for kobolds is like mine for trolls. It's understandable.
Well, I wouldn't quite compare those two. Ekun's entire life was ruined by trolls, where Jubilost was inconvenienced by kobolds. Alright, I'm not gonna worry too much about buffing up here. I don't remember. Succulent sausages. So I have that other recipe to memorize as well. We're heavily encumbered. Let's see. What can I get rid of?
Follow if you dare.
Wasn't there a wyvern here? Yeah, I think this place...
Patience.
Yeah. It's, making poison, so let's
I wrote it like I saw it.
avoid that if we can.
Quiet, I'm thinking.
This will hurt!
I'm glad you called.
Be on guard.
Who will prevail? Does it
An ancient wyvern at that.
No strike wasted.
I still got it.
Come on, take him down. There we go. Ooh, it's getting a little close. Lucky longbow. Alright, we're heavily encumbered again, but that's fine. There was a merchant kind of nearby. It's at the Swamp Witch's hut.
Ask, and I shall answer.
I'm still not a fan of being heavily encumbered. So it makes traveling take longer. I guess we just exit. I don't think I missed anything here. Let me double check. Oh, Mary has our cat. Our perception checks are awful. His is okay.
I'm there.
I regret not having our cat with us. Our tiger is his name. Is there anything I can drop to reduce my weight? These are just regular long swords. I can get rid of these. I do want to compare the Lucky Longbow to the Savage Bow. Alright, so the Savage Bow, 2-9, has a +1 composite. Need to use Aspect of the Falcon. Luck of the Draw. Care multiply this weapon as ×4 instead of ×3. Yeah, bring that along. Alright, I guess now we can head towards the Swamp Witch's hut. And no one's fatigued. Even better. Alright, so this area...
What troubles you?
This area is awful. So, we don't have Delayed Poison Communal, which isn't ideal. This area is also very big. If I remember correctly, there are... We'll wait for that right now. I think there's a lot of poison in this area, so it might not be a good idea to proceed without. Do you have a scroll? I have a scroll of stone skin, that'll be handy. Evil, cold, chaos. Chaos. I thought we had a scroll of delayed poison. That might just be wishful thinking. What about our wands? What do we got? Two wands of fireball. Okay, that's gonna be very handy. Swore we had... It's possible I'm just not seeing it, but I swear that we had Can we not go that way?
I'm off.
Alright.
I'll take care of it. You should have run! To the dust you will go. A mere this wound.
Alright, he's in rough shape already. Alright, not bad. Good job, everybody. And we leveled up. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
Please.
Just
help.
fantastic. Alright, let's level up then. Alright, so we're going to stick on the Adori Sword Lord. So here we get display weapon prowess. You get a bonus equal to half of his class level on persuasion skill checks made to intimidate. He also gains an additional +1 bonus on persuasion skill checks made to intimidate while using dazzling display with the dueling sword for each of the following feats he has with the dueling sword. Greater weapon focus, greater weapon specialization, improved critical, weapon focus, or weapon specialization. So it can be up to +1, 2, 3, 4, up to +5 with dazzling display. Alright, so ability, persuasion, and knowledge world. Alright, I'm not actually familiar with Piranha Strike. I've never even looked into it. So give me a second to read over it. When wielding a light weapon, or any other weapon that can be used with a weapon finesse, which a dueling sword can be, you can choose to take a -1 penalty on all melee attack rolls in combat maneuver checks to gain a +2 bonus on all melee damage rolls. This bonus to damage is halved, -50% if you were making an attack with an offhand weapon or secondary natural weapon. Which we don't have to worry about the second part because we're not doing either one of those. When your base attack bonus reaches +4, and for every 4 points thereafter, the penalty increases by -1, and the bonus on damage rolls increases by +2. Must usually use this feat, so it's like power attack, but for dexterity. Okay. I get it. I think I'm going to take Crane Wing here instead. When fighting defensively with at least one hand free, you gain a +4 dodge bonus to armor class against melee attacks. If a melee attack misses you by 4 or less, you lose this dodge bonus until the beginning of your next turn. We're just going to grab Crane Wing for right now, though. I could get improved, or where's it at? Why is this not recommended? Do I already have it? Oh, because you start with it, right? No, why is this not recommended? I mean, I'm still gonna get Crane Wing because I want the armor class. It's weird that that's not recommended for me. All right, anyway, let us continue. She will continue to be a bard. Inspire Competence, get out of the way. And Bardic Performance, move action. A 7th level bard can start a Bardic Performance as a move action instead of a standard action. Good stuff. Trickery, I'm going to give her some more Perception, I think. Wait, I think I've been building up her Perception anyway. Okay. Works for me. Anyway, I think it's Skill Focus and Knowledge World. Is that her? Crap, is that the other one she's focusing on? Yes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do Perception. Alright, so here, let us try... yeah, we'll grab Sleep. Good Hope. The spell instills powerful hope in the subjects. Each affected creature gains a +2 morale bonus on saving throws, attack rolls, ability checks, and skill checks, and weapon damage rolls. Boom. And then here, I'm gonna get Haste. Alright, Alright, Kineticist, what do you get here? Kinetic Blast and Expanded Element. Alright, Weapon Focus, Kinetic Blast, Expanded Element. Would you not want to just continue to do water? Cold Blast. Okay, yeah, sure. We'll have heavy armor focus on Harem here. Give him a little bit more armor class. And then he'll continue down the Alchemist line. A new bomb. Alright, stealth. That works for me. I might do extra bombs here, actually. Can you do... Oh, you can do... I didn't know you could weapon focus bombs. Learned something new. Okay, so he gets a new spell. Protection from arrows communal might just be good in general. Displacement would be good. See, invisibility communal would also be good. Let's go ahead and grab that. Alright, Ranger. He gets a feat. Athletics, mobility. I'm really not worried about stealth so much. We'll grab it anyway. Yeah, we'll get clustered shots. The Hammer of the Gap is okay. The only problem is the damage resets if you miss. This early on, it's not so good. Maybe later on, it might be worth investing into Hammer of the Gap. Yeah, we'll get clustered shots. So he does have spells. The only problem is, I don't think he can, yeah, his wisdom is short by 1. To use his level 2 spells. Honestly, Longstrider is not that good. I would recommend just getting 2 Aspect of the Falcon. Maybe even Hurricane Bow. Alright, so he has some more spell slots available. We'll grab... We don't need this yet, but it is good to have. Let's see here. Restoration might be good to just have on hand. And I think we'll be fine for right now. Death Ward will come in handy later. And there's actually a point where I might bring 2 clerics just for more Death Wards.
In due time.
But we'll see.
Serves you right.
This isn't where I thought it was, is it? Alright, well I think we'll call the episode here, and the next one we'll continue exploring the Swamp Witch's Hut, which is an awful area, mostly because it's something that exists right about here, I think. But we might be ready to take it on, actually. Is my,
It's time to act!
Is Crane Wing automatically applied? Or do I have to be in combat for it to apply? I have to be in combat for it to apply. I'll check it when we get into combat, if I remember. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode.